true. I'll be back. It's alive!
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
Hi, this is Joe, and this is the Filmjoe podcast, where film talk happens.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hi, I'm Joe, and welcome to the Filmjoe podcast, in the first of several in-between season mini-sodes, where we talk about films forgotten in time, the good, the bad, and the not-so-bad, all in the spirit and for the love of film. I'm your host, Joe, and I'm here with Daisy.
Hello.
So Carlos, he'll be taking some time off while he gets himself educated and focuses on school for a couple of months. So while Daisy and I here, we'll keep the party going with these mini-sodes before we begin season 3. So I guess, Daisy, you can call this what, season 2.5?
2.5 sounds accurate.
Yeah, 2.5.
Yeah.
So again, we're starting this new this mini season with several films. I mean, that pretty much have they've gotten forgotten in time. Great films, that
Yes.
at one, yeah. I mean, they were once like box office champs. They were popular, and they just kind of disappeared.
Yeah, it makes me kind of sad, when I talk to a younger person and about a movie that I watched when I was a kid, and they have absolutely no idea what the hell I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, look, like for example, like when I was a kid, or when you were a kid, you knew about films that existed 30 years, 40 years beforehand.
Yeah, that's
And
because we used to sit around as a family watching the one and only TV in the house.
right, on one of like 3 or 4 different networks in
Yep.
television channels. I mean, granted, we had cable, but
Bootleg cable, but we had cable.
bootleg cable. Hopefully, the feds are not listening to this. But yeah, we had cable, but what was on is what we watched versus, okay, let's see what's on this streaming platform. And you just scroll through titles and you pick, and you never give anything a chance.
Mm-mm.
Because I mean, really, how many times you're scrolling, or like, back in the day, you're changing channels and you're looking for, oh, what's that? A fucking vampire? And you start watching it.
Exactly. Yeah, and at the time, it was 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock was when the movies started, and it was on. For us, it was like KTLA Channel 5. What was it? Channel 11 and Channel 13. Those were
Yeah,
the only stations that had movies at 8 o'clock.
yeah, and they were usually movies that were 20, 30, 40 years, from way back.
Yep.
And that's what we grew up with. That's what our generation grew up with. So we were blessed, I guess you can say, with that chance to have a window into the past.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and now you don't, and it's kind of sad. And now I'm not disparaging today's youth or generation. I think they're just denied that really cool aspect of consumption of film.
They spoiled.
They spoil.
They spoiled. I remember also, come on, Saturday morning cartoons.
Oh,
That was the shiznit. I used to love waking up 7 o'clock in the morning, Channel 4, Channel 2, watching all the Muppet Baby cartoons. And oh my God, that was the best.
yeah,
Kids nowadays will never know what it was like to sit in front
no,
of the TV with your bowl of cereal watching cartoons in the morning.
yeah, because now you can get cartoons anytime.
Exactly.
And now, and back then it was Saturday morning. That was all the new stuff. And even like early in the morning throughout the week before you went to school, they had cartoons,
Yeah. Or after school cartoons as well.
Exactly. But there was always a time for it. So I think that in the current culture of media consumption, it's where you get it what you want, when you want, how you want, versus you get what you're going to get.
Exactly.
So with that said, I mean, and with that goes, there's a lot of great films that we're going to try to cover in this miniseries of
Yes.
these lost films. So before we get started,
Mhm.
let's give everybody a little reminder: we're not professional critics here. Far from. We just
Far from it.
far from.
Oh, wow.
Wow, way out there. But you know what? We love movies, and I
We
think
have good taste, I think.
I think, yeah. Contrary to what Carlos believes about what was it, Somewhere in Time?
Oh man, come on, man. That was a beautiful movie.
It was good. It was good. I was trying to defend it. Carlos hated it with a passion. So for those of you who haven't heard that episode, it's called I forgot what it's about, time travel movies. Check it out. It's hilarious. Carlos really destroyed that movie.
How sad.
Yeah. So let's jump into this, right?
All right, let's do it.
Okay. So based on the film that we're doing, and again, just a little refresher, in this series, we're going to be covering one film. So and we're going to be rating it and so forth. So based on the film we're going to talk about, we're going to give it a rating of 1 to 10 diapers.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, I think that's appropriate.
That is. Okay, so let's jump into this. So this first film, the only film we're doing, being a mom can be hard. So can being a dad. But being a dad who's a mom, well,
Larry! Larry! Are you crazy? What'd you do that for?
Why didn't you tell me this morning I was being canned?
I couldn't say anything until it was official!
Wait a minute, guys, wait!
Jeez. You did it, didn't you? You fired these guys after all they contribute.
Jack.
Ah, don't jack me. After the support.
Jack.
Oh, man, after the devotion they gave you.
You're fired too.
Now, you fired me. I'm fired? You son of a... No!
after he's suddenly laid off, a husband switches roles with his wife. She returns to the workforce and he becomes a stay-at-home dad and has to take care of their 3 young children, a job he has no clue how to do. The film we're talking about here is Mr. Mom from 1983, directed by Stan Gregotti. He directed a film with Tom Hanks called The Man with One Red Shoe. And it's written by John Hughes, who wrote Home Alone 2, The Breakfast Club, all those great Rat Pack films. The film stars Michael Keaton and Terry Garr. All right, so let's get into this. How long has it been since you've seen this?
Let's see. Geez, I don't even know, to be honest. It's been a long time. So I recently watched it, and for me, it was like watching it all from the beginning again. The only part that actually really stood out to me that I remembered forever was the chili beans.
Oh, the chili beans. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. So I can kind of relate to this film. Seeing I have a husband who really didn't know how to do much around the house, and I'm watching the movie and I'm like, I taught him that. He knows how to do that now. But guys back in the day, they didn't know how to do squat. So to see a man having to take on the role of a mom, and see kind of wearing her shoes. What is that saying?
uh, being in her shoes.
There you go. Yeah, it was funny. It was cool.
Yeah, I mean, to me, first of all, I love this film first and foremost. But what's interesting is that there may be quite a few themes that, by today's standards and ideologies, would be, well, are not really in line with how current generations see things. So it's if it will be remade today, totally different film.
Oh, definitely.
And not for the better, I think. But it's an extremely heartwarming film. I mean, it has its laughs. I mean, not as funny as I thought it was, the first time I saw it,
Granted.
but it was still funny. But it's not just a hilarious comedy. It's one that kind of makes you think. And at the core, it's about family.
It is, and and how they appreciate each other a whole lot more after this experience.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, for example, it illustrates how tough it is to be a stay-at-home mother, which, by the way, in nowadays, that's a bad thing. It's looked down upon, which it's kind of stupid and sad.
I don't see anything wrong with it.
No, I mean, women can have a career or they can choose to stay at home and raise a family.
Which
Or,
which I think it's I think it's a really great job.
yeah, no, you're a parent of 2.
Oh yeah.
And it's a handful, I know. I
It
mean,
really is a handful, and, yeah, so I salute those stay-at-home moms, and I
yeah.
also salute those moms that go out there and, bring in that bread and butter, you know?
Yeah, career moms, but not because even, like the left, they'll talk shit about, oh, stay-at-home moms. Oh, she's throwing her life away. But then on the opposite side, the right wingers, they're sitting there going, oh, it's just both sides are stupid. I mean, the point is that both sides, a career mom, stay-at-home mom, just as honorable and but one thing also I caught in this is that that issue is always touched upon in films and in culture and in conversation and debate that
Right.
the mom, it's always about the mom, which is not invalid, but what about the dad?
Yeah, he does play a really big role in this,
Yeah, he's a
you know
father, he's a damn good father, and it also illustrates it's like, okay, career men also miss out a lot of what the families, they miss out on birthdays and so forth, and it's hard on them too. A lot of career men, it's not easy for them. You got career cops, detectives and so forth, or attorneys. They spend
Mhm.
their time like 12, 15 hours at the office.
And
And
and and yeah, and they touch on that, on Halloween, where you
oh,
see, when you see the dad and the 3 kids, and, mom is being whisked away, by a last minute meeting, and, you see their sad little faces, and it's hurting her, but she knows that she has to do it. She has a responsibility to her family.
right. And it's really interesting how he throws a line at her that's usually spoken by a female character or a mother character is, do you realize that, our little baby just grew 2 new teeth in? Did
Mhm.
you know that our son just made the swim team? Of course not, because even when you're here, you're not here. And that's an argument you always hear from the other side.
Yeah.
So even though it may not gel with current ideologies, it's a very relevant and honest portrayal or what parents go through, or good parents per se.
Yes. And it was good to see, the role switch, just so that each of them knew kind of, how the other felt,
Exactly.
and it made their relationship stronger.
And hence, yeah, so it's a family film, it's a marriage film.
It is. Really, it is.
Yeah, and
Even with the temptations, you
oh,
know,
oh, that's
uh,
hilarious. Yeah, because Michael Keaton has this hot neighbor, and she's kind of a temptress and everything. Had
you see the battle of the demons right there. He's battling it on, like, the temptation, and I love how at the end he just says, "You know what? I can't do this because I'm in love with my wife."
oh god, that was
I loved
beautiful.
it.
Yeah, because he does a countdown. He goes, A, she's hot. B, I'm on my own now. C, and he goes all the way through Z, and that Z is when he says, I'm in love with my wife.
I love that. I thought that was, even though he thought that she was having an affair, he still chose to be loyal.
Yeah. And what I like is that it doesn't paint a man out to be a dick or a husband to be a dick,
No,
which is
he was human.
he's human, which is something we see a lot of today. Men are stupid, men are dicks, men are dogs. No,
No. Mm-mm.
not all of us are like that. And
Exactly.
it was a lot of fun. Now, this was Keaton's. Now you see this, right? You go, oh, this is Michael Keaton, the star.
Oh, no, I'm sure that was one of his first roles.
His second role.
Wow. Yeah, he was so baby-faced in this movie.
Yeah, you look at him now, you look at him and they're like, whoa, is he like 5 years old in this? I mean, he had literally a baby face.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, and but he had, even for being a second, because his first film was a film called Night Shift, and I don't
Oh,
know if you ever seen it.
I've never seen it.
Maybe we should cover it because it's a dandy. It's him and Henry Winkler, who played the Fonz on TV show
Oh,
Happy
okay.
Days. Yeah, and it's directed by Ron Howard.
Oh, okay. Alright, enough said.
It's a great film about, yeah, it's basically Henry Winkler has he works at a morgue, and Michael Keaton, and Henry Winkler is like this uptight, neurotic person, and Michael Keaton is this happy-go-lucky party guy, and he convinces him to open up a brothel of hookers in the morgue.
Oh my god.
It's a good one. It's
Oh, I need to check that out.
Yeah, yeah. So, from that to this, he was an instant star. I mean, he had the charisma, the personality. He was great. I loved it. And let's not forget Terry Garr.
Oh my god, so beautiful.
Beautiful, bubbly, solid, strong. She really portrays a strong wife and a strong mother.
Strong
Um,
woman, period,
yeah, y-
Yeah, I totally admired her for getting out there and, doing what needed to be done to take care of her family.
yeah. And it was beautiful. And again, you see, it keeps harkening back to the marriage, how he was very, very supportive of this.
Yes.
Of course, his ego, manly ego, comes to play when he's like, "Oh, I bet you can't get a job before I do,"
Or
and
or his insecurity at seeing that, his her boss is a handsome, successful
successful,
man.
right? And again, that's normal. There's nothing. It's a flaw. It's a natural flaw,
It's a
and
human flaw, exactly.
yeah, yeah. Terry Garr was fantastic. I mean, I've loved her since Young Frankenstein.
Yeah.
And she's just awesome in that as well. But yeah, just Close Encounters, she was also in that as well,
That's right.
which is
That's
in
right.
stark, yeah, it's this huge contrast from Close Encounters, because Close Encounters, she was just
Oh, she was a
unsup
bitch.
yeah, she was an unsupportive, angry woman, and then here's pure opposite. Just
Yes.
an incredible range of an actress.
Very good actress, very good actress.
Yeah, so again, at the heart of it, it's about marriage, it's about family, about understanding each other's needs.
Yeah, no, I totally dug the movie. After what, you said 1983? I think it still holds up to today's standards, I think.
Oh, absolutely. Now one of my favorite scenes was the stripper scene.
Oh my god. Like I said, I haven't seen this movie in years.
Oh,
That had me dying.
yeah, because what happens is that he's a quote unquote mom, and the other moms kind of like bring him into the fold of mothers, in the neighborhood. And so the mothers decide we're going to have a night out with the girls. So they invite him as a mom, quote unquote. They take him to a Chippendale strip joint of male strippers.
He was a cool sport about it.
Yeah. And surprisingly, it's like, the 80s, which is true. There was a lot of anti-homosexual kind of mentality and attitude. It didn't treat it in that kind of way.
No, if anything, I mean, he's a heterosexual guy. He's not interested in the wiener being shook in his face.
No, that's one way to put it. Yeah.
But he was cool. He took out a couple of bills, gave it to the guy. Hey,
And it's
I
like,
thought
oh,
he was a good sport.
yeah. And what was it? I don't want to see where he's putting it.
Oh my god.
Uh, Yeah, that was really, really funny. But again, and it also helps us that, like you said, it shows him like he's a good sport. He's not a jerk. He's not in, whatever. It solidifies, or it helps build his character, who he is
Yes, he's just out having fun with the girls.
with the girls. And and another one of my favorite scenes is the Rocky scene.
Oh,
Oh, I love, because throughout the film he starts to let go of himself. He doesn't shower, he doesn't shave, the house is
no.
a mess. And he
Watching
real
watching soap operas.
oh my god, that was hilarious. And he's all into it, but he realizes he's fucking up and
Mhm.
he may lose his wife. And
Yep.
so that's when the Rocky music kicks in and he takes charge and he shaves and it was great. That's
Cooks
an
cooks
awesome
a
scene.
nice cooks a nice romantic dinner for his wife and everything. I thought
Oh,
that was so cute.
yeah, yeah. And it was a great setup for the Rocky scene, because early on, right before he gets laid off, he's an executive at a car plant.
Oh, he makes a reference to Rocky.
Exactly, because the guys on the floor plant, because he's an engineer and these are the mechanics, and they're worried about being laid off.
Mhm.
And he's kind of arrogant about it, like, it can't happen to me, but these guys. So he tells them, I just saw this movie Rocky with my wife, and he tries to like build up their, hang in there, guys, and it's fucked up because he ends up getting fired.
Yes.
Uh,
But
and
he
wh-
takes his own advice though.
he does, he really does. He's full of shit when he says it to the plant guys, but
Mhm.
he then at the end, he's like, wait a minute, I'm one of those guys. I'm those guys that I was talking to. and it was inspiring, yet hilarious and fun. It's like you kind of fist pump. You're like, yeah, go do this, you know. Oh, what'd you think of Christopher Lloyd?
Christopher Lloyd?
He's in this. Remember, he was one of his buddies in the carpool.
No, how the heck did I miss that?
Yeah, remember the guy who's trying to strangle his boss once he finds out he's fired?
Holy crap. I totally missed that.
Yeah, he was great. I mean, he was only in it for like 3 minutes total screen time.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he is great. Yeah, and yeah, I can't believe he didn't catch that.
Oh my god. 'Cause, I mean, the one that stood out to me was I guess the bald guy. I know I seen him in Three's Company in
Oh,
multiple roles.
Jeffrey Tambor.
Yes, I love that guy.
Oh, he's awesome.
Hilarious.
He's an awkward looking person, but he is funny.
Oh
He's
no, I
re-
love the guy. Yes.
yeah, he's an amazing comedian. He really, really is. So check this out. Now, Michael Keaton, when he took this film,
Right.
he took this and turned down Splash to do this one.
Oh, what the heck?
And Ron Howard, who directed Splash, was asked to direct this one, but he turned it down to direct Splash.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it kind of makes you go.
Yeah, really. I mean, I'm trying to imagine Michael Keaton taking on Tom Hanks's role, and I wonder
And
how different that would have been.
I think it would work. I think it would have worked great to either way. And then, but Michael Keaton and Ron Howard, they finally did work together in 1986 with a film called Gung Ho. So they eventually, yeah. So they had worked together on Night Shift,
Right.
and they returned to this one. So that's pretty cool.
That is interesting. I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Now, one thing that's interesting, one of the aspects I loved about this film actually was the family, and the love of family and being strong for one another. Believe it or not, there was quite a string of these in the 80s of family films, families with kids, husbands, wives, parents. You had, of course, Mr. Mom,
Right.
Baby Boom with Diane Keaton.
Oh, that's a hell of a good movie.
Oh, it's great. 1987. Three Men and a Baby.
Oh my god, yes.
That one made me cry. I'm not gonna lie.
I thought that was just so I love that movie.
Beautiful. And then there was Parenthood with Steve Martin in 89.
Oh, I did not see that one.
That was damn good. Look it up.
Okay.
And then there was Look Who's Talking from 1989.
Mr. John Travolta.
John Travolta, Bruce Willis as the voice of a baby, and
Yes.
Kirstie Alley was in
Kirstie
there.
Alley, yes.
Yeah. So it was interesting. You had these mainstream films that they supported and really backed up the aspect of family and of love and of children.
Yes.
In a funny way. Really good films around that time. So now let's get into the numbers of this, okay?
Okay.
So I remember when this came out in 83, I was 15 years old.
Okay.
And I remember seeing the preview, and all of a sudden it's like, whoa, it's a big deal. The budget at the time was about $5 million.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, which is about $15 million today, which is average, kind of film of this type.
Right.
Box office, it made $65 million, which is about $200 million today.
Shit.
So it did really, really well. It was what they call a sleeper hit. It just came out of nowhere. I mean, nobody knew who Michael Keaton was.
Mm-hmm.
Now, reviews and scores. Roger Ebert, Carlos's favorite critic,
All right, let's hear it.
he gave the film basically 2 out of 4 stars.
Wow, not surprising. Wow.
Yeah, he said that it was a lost opportunity. He complained about how it utilized too many cliches. But you know what? I think the cliches, that's what made the film work.
Exactly. It made it real.
Yeah,
It made it believable,
you have to have those cliches for this kind of film. And
It was relatable.
yeah,
That's what I liked about it.
yeah. So Mr. Ebert, sorry, sir. Rest in peace, but you got it wrong again.
He could suck it.
Wow, the guy's dead. Okay, so IMDb has this sitting at a 6.6.
Okay,
Met-
not bad.
Yeah, not bad. Way above average. Metacritic at 50% each. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 76%. Not bad.
Okay, not
Audience, yeah. Audience scores gives it a 57, and Letterboxd is sitting at a 3.2 out of 5. So, not bad numbers. I mean, I'd say above average, you
Okay,
know,
not so bad, not so bad.
but it was very, very, very popular. Now, sequels and spin-offs, there was, check this, I don't know if you've ever heard or seen this shit. There was a spin-off TV movie.
Oh, what?
Yeah, in 1984 called Mr. Mom. And the only ones who returned were John Hughes and Stan Dragotti. The cast, completely different.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. And it
And
only
you said it
lasted.
was a TV movie,
It
or
was a TV movie. And, yeah, I don't think I'd ever want to watch it. So,
it doesn't sound like something I'd want to watch. I mean, no.
no, I mean, what made the movie work? Michael Keaton, Terry Garr.
Exactly.
John Hughes' writing, that's what made the film. And so you take out all that, you don't have
Exactly. Yeah, just leave it alone. Stop milking it.
yeah. And in 2019, there was I guess a spin-off remake series, an actual series. It only lasted 11 episodes, and the plot was a little different. This time, the husband, he decides to leave his career because his wife misses her career, and so he quits his career so she can have hers.
Okay, all right.
Kind of changes the dynamics of things, but again, it goes back to Michael Keaton, John Hughes, and Dragotti's direction. It's what made the film work. And
I'd be interested to checking it out, though.
yeah,
Doesn't
I
sound
mean,
too bad. Yeah.
it'll give me something to talk shit about.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. All right. So you ready to go for some ratings here?
All right, let's do it.
All right. Heads or tails?
Let's see.
You go
So,
first.
Okay. I'll go first.
Go for it.
So, okay, so granted, okay, so this is supposed to be, a comedy. I saw it more as a family film that was humorous.
Yes.
So I'm gonna knock down points for just because it's labeled as a comedy. But nonetheless, I think I'm gonna give it 7.5 diapers.
Okay. That's pretty decent. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I found it sweet. It was funny. It was heartwarming. And like I said, initially I remember it much differently, when I first saw it. I thought it was much more hilarious.
Different
But
times.
yeah, exactly. When you're a kid, a fart will make you laugh till your gut hurts, right?
A fart will still make me laugh till my gut hurts.
Yeah, I gotta get go with you on that one. But yeah, but what the parts that were supposed to be funny, they were funny. They were
Right.
Really genuine chucklers that got you going. And like for example, the scene where he's dreaming about when he gets caught with another woman and his wife kills him, shoots him, and he hits the floor. And there's the chalk outline. He lands on it, dead. Wakes up and go, oh, wait a minute, and scoots over to make sure he's right on the lines. Little details like that. So, I mean, I thought, yeah, it really made me smile and made me feel good at the end overall. So I'm gonna give this one 8 out of 10 diapers.
Nice.
Yeah. So not a bad film. It's definitely worth a rewatch. It does hold up,
I think it does.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely holds up. So we're gonna start winding this down now. This is a mini episode. We can't go on for 12 hours.
As much as I would like to.
As much as we'd love to just talk you guys' ears off, we gotta cut this.
I could go all day.
Yeah. So yeah, join us next week. We're gonna continue doing this. So we hope you enjoyed this episode, this mini-sode. Please help to support the pod by giving us a nice 5-star rating, leave us a good review, or another way is you can simply support and or follow us on Amazon, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Deezer, Audible, Boomplay, or wherever you get your podcast fix. Also, don't forget to drop by our Facebook group and leave a comment. Check out our TikTok channel and also our YouTube channel where all of our current episodes are available as well. All of these links, they're in our notes below. Remember, you can also contact us directly via email to thefilmjoepod@gmail.com. We'd love to hear your feedbacks, complaints. So, Carlos not being here, Daisy, what are your final words before we leave?
Old movies rock. Check them out.
Absolutely. I can't agree with you even more than that. So, as we delve into the archives of lost films, we will see you next week. I'm Joe.
I'm Daisy.
And this is the Filmjoe podcast, where film talk happens.